We are the best kept secret in the universe. We work for a highly funded yet unofficial government agency. Our mission is to monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth. We are your best, last, and only line of defense. You're under arrest for violating sections 4153 of the Tycho Treaty.
Step away from your busted-ass vehicle and put your hands on your head. You know how to use these things?
No idea whatsoever.
Men in black. Protecting the Earth from the scum of the universe.
Welcome in, everybody, to another week of That Movie Show. Mike Wendt, Liam Stryker.
I think I'm going to change my name.
Go on.
I think I'm going to change it to Duke Kaboom. I love Keanu Reeves, and that just tickles me.
Week 4, Keanu has been brought up on this podcast.
I love Keanu Reeves.
2 seconds in.
Look, here's the deal. Man. Y'all are just catching up. The internet's just catching up to it. As we've all
Obsession
know.
Trendsetter, Liam Stryker.
Yeah,
It's
look.
going to be on his business cards.
Yeah, look, I quickly.
Dalton's next.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna bring Dalton back. I'm like the Justin Timberlake of people.
Oh, Christ.
I don't bring sexy back. Well, then again, it is
Dalton.
So
Dalton.
Oh, Dalton.
Oh, Dalton.
Oh, Dalton.
But
But
Men in Black this week, but we'll get there in a second because
Yeah, 'cause
some weird shit happened this week.
yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah. So this week, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I get this package in the mail.
Yep.
From California. And you know, when you pick things up, you can kind of feel that feels like DVDs or Blu-rays or something like that. I know I didn't order anything, but
Right.
I figured, maybe it's like a press screener or something like that.
Yeah, who knows?
It wasn't. It was so. First of all, there's this card, this little postcard thing.
Yep.
Which is from Cult Epics, which is a comprehensive guide to cult cinema, edited by Nico B. And on the back, in like chicken scratch, is "Congrats, Nico B."
Yeah. So this is red flag number 1. But go on.
It looks like it's promoting an Indiegogo campaign for a coffee table book about cultish cinema. Cool. There you go.
Yep.
Take
So
that.
I'll hold that.
And then inside, it wasn't like it was just a
It was
postcard.
see. This is red flag number 2.
That's number two.
Well, actually, no. So this is red flag number 3. The first one is you got a mysterious package from California. Second one is that it just says congratulations and it just says Nico B. There's no actual last name, so that's red flag number 2. Red flag number 3 is that it just says Cult Epics and then the copyright symbol 2017. Now I don't know if you know this, but it's 2019.
Been in the mail for a couple of years.
So that's red flag. That's red flag number 3.
Yep.
Keep going.
So inside the package was this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so it looks,
clamshell.
It's a clamshell VHS, and you know nowadays retro is in. So I'm thinking, they made their DVD look like a VHS. Cool marketing campaign. It's for what appears to be a movie called NEKromantik. NEKromantik. Fucking, I'm not spelling it.
So
anyway,
so this
NEKromantik.
This is retro flag number 4.
And it's black and white imagery of a what looks like an old-timey woman, and she's playing sexually with dead people.
Yeah.
And on the back, I mean, you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm showing it to you. Is that a dead guy boner?
That's a dead guy boner.
That's a dead guy boner. So let me just read a little bit about this. We tried to pronounce off air the director's name.
Yeah, so it just says
Jorg.
It just says Jorg. J-O with 2 dots over it. R-G. Jorg. I
Last
don't
name?
I'm not even going to try and say that, but I'm pretty sure it's Butt Garrett. Like
Buck Garrett. Jorg Buck Garrett.
Yeah, Jorg Butt Garrett.
Luckily, the description is in English. This is it's a limited edition copy of only 25. This is number 10 of 25.
Yeah, so you're the 10th person to die from this.
It's a 75-minute long horror movie in color.
Oh, great.
A street sweeper who cleans up after grisly accidents brings home a full corpse for him and his wife to enjoy sexually, but is dismayed to see that his wife prefers the corpse over him. That's the description of the movie.
Yeah,
now, hang on a second. It's actually a VHS tape. Like, it's not
a DVD.
It's not a cool
VHS.
retro covering. It's actually a VHS copy of what I assume is NEKromantik, unless they just printed a bunch of things and put it on blank tapes and sent them out for whatever fucking reason. Now, you believe it's the right.
So here's the thing. We do a movie show.
We do.
I know this because we're doing it right now.
We also tell people to send us stuff to review. I didn't expect this to be the first thing we received.
I know.
The first one we received kills us.
But I've seen enough movies to know that when a mysterious package that you didn't order shows up at your house and it's an archaic form of something, a book or a VHS tape in 2019 that was sent from 2017, it's a time-traveling VHS tape about a dead guy boner that some chick is just sucking off in the middle of a fucking bed that her evil husband got. That's so fucked. We're dead.
Also, the presumptuous nature of them believing we have working VCRs in 2019. I do, actually, but I'm weird.
You watch that, you're going to die.
Okay, so we're going to set up a Patreon.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
We're going to have to
Patreon.com/thatmovieshow.
So the first tier will probably be you can watch it along with me.
Yeah.
And then we'll get all the way down to the ultimate tier, which will have to be like in the thousands of dollars, where you just watch a live stream of me for 7 days, which will end in death.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you don't die and we're going to have to fake your death.
Well, that could be even more fun.
Yeah. So then it's going to be like it'll be like Beer Fest. It's like I'm Mike's twin brother that he never talked about.
That movie show with Mark Wendt.
I'm Mark Wendt.
He wasn't
but you
trying.
Know what? But you know what? I think he'd like you to just call me
Mike.
Just call me Mike. And so we'll do it.
So are we actually going to review this fucking thing?
Yeah.
I think we have to.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. I went to New Orleans and took a spooky voodoo tour.
Okay.
So I think I'm okay.
Okay. You got enough witch doctor shit sprinkled on you that you'll be okay. You're immune to killer VHS tapes.
Here's the thing. If I didn't die trying to get out of the Middle East, we're playing with house money at this point.
I've seen some shit.
I got detained at a Middle Eastern airport. Okay? Look, I've seen Midnight Express. I know how that ends.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
You know what I mean? So I got out of there. So I went to China.
Yeah.
Everybody's grabbing me, taking pictures. So, yeah, if a VHS tape kills me, I guess it's par for the course at this point.
Fair enough. NEKromantik coming soon to that movie show.
Yeah, we're going to fuck a corpse.
Yeah, fantastic.
Entertainment. Look, I saw Serbian film. I'd rather watch that.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I'd rather watch that.
I've seen that one.
Oh, God.
I bet that one's better quality.
You know what? Actually, I'm thinking about it, and at one point, that guy literally skull fucks a man to death. Mm-hmm. He actually the guy is wearing an eye patch the entire time, and you're like, there's something weird with that dude's eye. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have one. And the guy that his whole superpower is I can get a boner on command.
Yep.
Skull fucks that man to death. Mm-hmm. He literally fucked his brains out.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
That's how he exits the movie.
Happened.
Oh, God.
Bat?
So.
Get out of here.
So Men in Black, huh?
So.
Will Smith's The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Are you ready to talk about a fun little summer romp from 1997?
Here's the thing. Don't do forget-me-nots.
The funny thing is, this show's going to start with the Men in Black trailer, and people aren't going to know what the fuck we're talking about.
No.
What did we stumble across?
You know what? At the end of this, we're going to have to do a disclaimer being like, look, here's the deal. You're going to have to jump to the timestamp below in order to get to the Men in Black stuff. Otherwise, we're talking about dead guy boners.
15 minutes in. They're still talking about dead boners.
Yeah, yikes.
Men in Black?
Men in Black.
Let's get into it. Men in Black was released July 2nd, 1997. Good release date. 4th of July weekend. That's awesome. Had a budget of $90 million. Came back with $589.4 million at the box office. Reportedly, and I haven't done much research on this, apparently it's the highest grossing buddy cop type of movie in history. Which I found interesting because of the rush hours, but I didn't research it any further.
I love Rush Hours.
It was written by Ed Solomon, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. It stars Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, Linda Fiorentino, Rip Torn, and American treasure Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes.
Music, of course, by Danny Elfman because it was the 90s in sci-fi.
Yeah, right.
The creature effects were Rick Baker, and they were pretty fucking amazing. A lot of practical effects in this movie that I really enjoyed. And I watched this movie for the second time this week. I haven't seen it since probably 97.
Oh, really?
I ran a Hollywood Video, and that was the first time I watched it when I took it home.
Yeah, so I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember
not a Will Smith fan, I gotta admit.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what turned me off to it.
It's fine. I mean, I
wasn't.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was too old for me when it was on. So by the time he gets into these movie roles, he's just that guy. Like it's just like he's just a name you hear, and it's just like I guess he's a movie star.
Will Smith, the name you know.
Yeah, the name you know, right? You know what I mean? And I'm 7, so it's like
so not really.
So it's like sure, whatever. I don't know who
7, and I was running a video store.
I don't know who this Tommy Lee Jones is.
Who's this old man?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's this old curmudgeon?
Yeah, it's like I don't know who this old Tommy Lee Jones is.
That's a word 7-year-old Liam hadn't heard yet.
But I guess I gotta care about Tommy Lee Jones. Anyway, not the point.
Men in Black.
And we rented it and we brought it home, and I had a blast watching it. And from time to time, it's one of those TNT movies,
right?
Where it's like it's just gonna be on TNT all the time, and so you might watch it over the course of like a long weekend. Like it might be like Memorial Day weekend.
4 times.
And like you're going to watch bits of it. And so over the course of the 3 days, you're going to get the whole movie, but you're just going to watch it over 72 hours.
Right.
And I think everybody's seen it. It's a very fun movie.
Yeah, it was more fun than I remembered. Cuz like I said, I hadn't watched it since 97, and I popped in the DVD and I'm just like, all right, here's another one I really don't want to do, but Men in Black International is coming out in theaters, so topical.
Algorithms.
Summer movie blockbusters, and that wasn't a word.
Take this.
Oh yeah, sure.
Having that
has it started burning your thigh?
Well, it was like between my legs, and I don't want some weird voodoo cult magic messing with my balls.
You gonna die on VHS voodoo shit.
Yeah. Don't fuck with the VHS voodoo tape, Mike.
We're never getting to Men in Black.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, fuck. I don't forget where I was.
Oh, so we were just talking about it. It's a very fun movie.
It's a very fun movie.
Yeah, it's a very fun movie. And
you were saying The Wacky Detective is a very good movie.
Yeah, right.
The Wacky Detective, which could also be the name of this movie.
Yeah. So I'm just going to
Will Smith, the Wacky Detective.
So basically, it starts with kind of establishing the world that we live in, right?
Kind of.
So there's like an alien outbreak there's like an alien.
Starts at the Mexican border.
Right, and so the
of New York?
No, yeah, of New York. No, I'm pretty sure of No, not New Mexico. That's not attached to
Old
Mexico.
Mexico.
Old Mexico. And so
Mexico Classic.
Basically, Tommy Lee Jones and his partner,
old man, whatever,
thwart a alien coming into the United States.
Mikey.
Yeah.
I love it. Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah. They know who he is. He's a fugitive. And so they kind of establish who the Men in Black are as a cop, like agency that kind of is...
And I already have problems with the movie.
Okay.
So we start off and they do the whole thing, and they're interrogating Mikey. Mikey sees a cop and for some reason freaks out.
Yeah.
So they have to shoot him and explode him because, as you do.
Yeah.
But of course, his old man partner, which funny that there's an older man in the scene than Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, right.
He couldn't get his gun out or something happened. I don't know.
He's too old.
Whatever. And he missed the shot. So Tommy Lee Jones had to take the shot. And so they go through the whole rigmarole of, mind wiping out the cops, telling him it was a gas leak, blah, blah, blah. And then basically Tommy Lee Jones fires this guy on a log, and then he wipes his mind. I'm like, you couldn't wait to get back to New York to do this shit? Like, you left him in the desert of New Mexico or wherever the fuck they were? Old Mexico?
Well, he basically says, I'm done.
Okay, sure.
The old guy.
But that's not even my grievance. My grievance is they're sitting on a log in Mexico, and he goes and wipes that old man's memory on a log in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, yes. And then we don't see what happens.
No, like, did they just leave him?
I guess.
Like, find your way, old man.
Yeah, fine.
Follow the sun.
Yeah. And
what?
Yeah, and who cares, I guess.
I guess.
We don't care about that old man.
Tommy Lee Jones is a dick to his partners.
Yeah, he is.
So jump to New York, and Will Smith is running.
Yeah, Will Smith is chasing down a bad guy.
Parkour before parkour, bitch.
Yeah. The cool thing about that one is ultimately how this plays in. He basically wins a foot race.
Ish. He used a bus and a newspaper delivery van.
That's very true. In order to get this alien, and they're like, "Wow, that alien is so fast that we need to invite him to try out with the Men in Black."
Right.
That's
also so after the whole foot chase, and then the alien commits suicide off the thing, and blah blah blah. Will Smith is being basically questioned by his superiors, which is a sneaky Richard Roundtree cameo.
Yes.
Like, I completely I didn't forget because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen it since 97, and I'm like, that's fucking Richard Roundtree because we're doing Shaft next week.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here? And they didn't even draw attention to it.
No.
You barely see his face.
Right.
He's just kind of in and he's out of the scene. I'm like, wow, Richard Roundtree's just picking up paychecks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to get that paycheck.
Sometimes you just need to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Shaft. Damn. So then we also get Linda Fiorentino brought into it because she's the medical examiner for the morgue. And she comes running in because obviously nobody believes Will Smith.
No.
He's telling alien stories, and the fat cops are just like, yeah, sure, pal, paperwork.
Yeah, right.
Cop talk.
Cop.
Lazy cop talk. I'm moving on.
Cop.
And then she comes in and says, I believe you, come meet me in the morgue. As she's walking out, flashy thing, Tommy Lee Jones comes in and says, all right.
Yeah.
Sport, come meet. I loved Tommy Lee Jones wouldn't stop fucking with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's one, he shows up, does the little training thing with Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Which, again, the funniest fucking part of this movie, besides anything Vincent D'Onofrio does, was the table.
Oh, the table is so funny.
It has nothing to do with aliens. There's no joke. It's just he's sitting in a room with a bunch of Marines, and they're taking a written test, and he just drags a glass table across the board.
He also breaks his pencil twice. Yeah, he breaks the pencil in half, then breaks the tip.
Fantastic.
And then he's just like, fuck this, and just goes and drags the table.
So you guys want to get on this this table action here?
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because there's that, and then there's the when they're all shooting the aliens.
Yep.
They're all shooting the aliens, and then Will Smith doesn't shoot anybody but the little girl.
Sitting there holding, pop.
Yeah. And they're like, why did you shoot the little girl? And his logic is that
the first of many Will Smith riffing.
Yeah. Well, and he breaks down all of the aliens, and it makes sense. It makes so much sense.
It makes too much sense.
From the from this the point of the alien police.
Sure.
Where it's like, yeah, man, that alien is just working out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That one does just have a cold.
They're not big and scary.
And obviously the 8-year-old girl with the quantum physics books is the real alien. She's the threat here.
She's the threat. She's up to no good. And so
he's hired.
They've neuralized everybody else.
Hilarious.
And this is a movie that there's the Michael Jackson cameo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Michael Jackson's an alien, and
he actually has a speaking role in this.
Yeah,
I believe it's this one.
Yeah,
I watched this one.
I watched all three because I do like the third one.
I love Brolin in the third one.
Brolin is so good in the third one.
God damn, Brolin.
Josh Brolin is so good.
He's really good. Period.
Period.
That's a goddamn statement right there.
But yeah,
I believe he's in this one.
Yeah, he's just on the TV.
Yeah.
He's just.
But I mean, there's a lot of celebrities on the TV because they're all aliens. Like Stallone's on there, Danny DeVito's on there.
Yeah.
Will Smith's third grade teacher who immediately Tommy Lee Jones knows her name. All right, cool. I guess I'll go with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Mrs. Blah blah blah, and she's doing
Right.
this, and it's just her, an old lady yelling into a camera because where's this camera position that is so close to her while she's teaching a class?
Right, and she's just yelling.
You know what I mean? It's like she's wearing like a head cam or something that's just kind of hanging here, so she can
Right.
just GoPro the entire class there.
Yeah, even though the GoPro hasn't been invented yet, Mike.
You don't know that.
Oh, that's right.
You don't know that. Alien technology,
You're right. And then
which is actually how the MIB is funded.
yeah.
Because they basically ripped off a bunch of alien technology and copyrighted it, like Velcro and the microwave and shit like
Right.
that.
And the Super Bowl.
Clever workaround.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl, yeah.
And the Super Bowl. But
Which provides hilarity.
hilarity ensues. So then basically the big plot point of the movie is an alien crash lands in a farm. And
Yes, it does.
and so this is the start of my connection. So there's a farm couple.
Mm-hmm.
One is Vincent D'Onofrio.
Mhm.
And then the other
Mhm.
is a redheaded woman.
It is.
And the redheaded woman played my mother in the movie What's the Worst That Could Happen.
That's the second time, like, this month that you brought that movie up.
Yeah. It's the second time I've had a connection to that movie.
Oh, very cool.
And so that's the connection that I have
She
to
was
the Men in Black.
wonderful in that.
Yeah, she's very fun. She's a lovely lady.
I don't know her name,
I don't either.
but very funny. She's been in stuff. She's one of those, like,
She's one of
one of
those-
those that guys or that
Yeah,
girls.
well, because like she got flown in to be Lenny Clark's wife in What's the Worst
right.
That Could Happen.
That's right. You were in that.
I'm her son.
Wow. I
Yeah.
don't remember you.
And the funny part about that, yeah,
You
well,
are very forgettable.
I know. Well, because I say we want ice cream,
Oh,
and
I'm
that's
going to have to rewatch that
that's
movie.
it,
I
yeah.
don't own that.
Surprisingly, I do.
I got Ghost Girlfriend's Pass. No shame.
Yeah, no shit. Someone's got to buy our movies.
Seriously.
You know? But
Residual, bitch.
yeah, residuals. Come on, get it together. But you look at this, and
I spent $20 to make 2 cents.
that's exactly. Yeah, I've spent $20 to make 2 cents for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, the alien takes over Vincent D'Onofrio's body.
Yep. And everyone from Ed Gein to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all those guys, Buffalo Bill, they were all jealous of his skin ripping abilities because he wore that suit.
It was so funny.
The Egger suit.
It was so funny just how well he played that character.
Vincent D'Onofrio was amazing in this.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I took away from it. Just everything about him was wonderful in this.
Yeah.
Like him, because he's okay. And I did some research on it. Apparently, Sonnenfeld went to D'Onofrio, and their first meeting, like he sent him the script, and he sent it through like an agent, and the agent said the only thing is when he talks to you, you can't talk to him about acting or the performance. He doesn't want to talk about that. He's like, all right, fine. So he goes to him, and their first couple meetings were just talking about Kubrick and Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
And the process D'Onofrio went through with him. And apparently in Full Metal Jacket, Kubrick was basically forcing D'Onofrio once a week to fly out to London and then meet him in some fucking shack that he was staying in.
Sure.
And each week, Kubrick would look at him and be like, nope, you're not heavy enough. Go gain some weight and come back next week.
Oh, wow.
That was the preparation for Pyle.
Okay,
Gomer
yeah.
Pyle in it. And this wasn't as rigorous as that.
Yeah.
He met him in Malibu.
Yeah, right,
You know what
of
I mean?
course.
But
Also,
it was
Kubrick's
similar.
a dick.
Yeah, Kubrick was always a historical dick, but he made great films. But this was more, it was along that lines in the fact that, like, Kubrick, same thing, didn't want to talk about acting.
Right.
It's like, you create the character. I'll just tell you if you're heavy enough. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the same thing. So Sonnenfeld basically, because there was nothing in the script about the character. It was basically, he's a farmer, and then he's a bug at the end. And there was no descriptions.
Right.
So he let D'Onofrio and Rick Baker basically create this character, and Barry Sonnenfeld didn't even see it. They didn't do tests or anything. He literally saw what the bug version of Edgar was going to look like in a walk between D'Onofrio's trailer, the makeup trailer actually, and the first take with the suit on.
Okay.
And he's like, he just kind of met him halfway. He's like, all right, do the walk. He did the walk. He tweaked it a little bit. He goes, okay, let's go do the first take. And
Yeah.
that was the first time he's like, I'm like, that's fucking a lot of trust in an actor.
That is.
That's a ton of trust. And for D'Onofrio to come up with this was fucking bonkers.
Yeah, he was great. And
him trying to be the bug playing a human.
Yeah.
That was the fun shit. Like there's a point where he pulls the van up to the fucking in New York, and he's trying to like be casual.
Right, but he
and he's like
can't.
positioning his hand to try to be all resting, and he's just rigid as shit.
Right. Well, because he's a 6-foot bug
Folded up into a human suit.
Into a human
And
suit.
somehow the skin was loose.
Yeah, it was like loose in parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, but it was great.
Sugar water.
Yeah, right. Because he's a bug.
Sugar water.
Yeah. And so we basically end up just on this buddy cop mystery, right? This he was like a diplomat or like an emperor or something.
Who's that now?
The alien that they find at the ME's office with the little guy inside.
The little guy. The Quado.
Yeah.
They literally ripped off Total Recall.
Yes, they did.
They just Quadoed the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, and so his whole thing is that, D'Onofrio is coming in because he needs to steal this galaxy thing.
Yep.
He's trying to find this galaxy.
Which is on Orion's belt.
It's on Orion's belt.
I'm sorry. Dick move by that little alien. Because here's my problem with that. So the little alien inside the big alien that they find in the medical examiner's office, he's customized himself to blend in with people.
Right.
He would know that it's called a collar, not a belt.
Correct.
What a dick.
Yeah. Or
What a
he
dick.
would have been able to point. You know what I mean? Like, because the cat was there.
The cat was sitting there.
The cat was there, and so it's like he could have been like, it's on Orion's
But
belt.
But then, the movie would be over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, roll credits, right?
Exactly.
Right, roll credits. But they basically now go on this mystery of like, what's the belt? What's this? What's that?
And since Will Smith's the only one that heard it, and he's not really trained, people don't really believe him. Tommy Jones is pointing up the constellations like, that's fucking Orion, man.
Yeah, right. That's Orion.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And so basically there's a romance that ensues.
Really weird. The Linda Fiorentino
thing,
it was very forced and very weird. And the fact that she doesn't come back from the sequel, even though at the very end they set up her in the sequel because now she's part of the Men in Black, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was stupid.
I've heard horror stories about Linda Fiorentino on set, and I'm guessing that has something to do with it, if there's any truth to them. I don't know if I met the woman.
Well, the other thing, too, is we need to bring Tommy Lee Jones back.
Well, of course we do, but you could have done that with her, too.
She could have died in the beginning of it.
Set that, like from Jump Street, she was, on him.
Oh, yeah.
Almost the first thing out of her mouth was, you have beautiful eyes. It's like, where the fuck is that coming from?
Yeah.
Like your hand in a dead body.
Yeah, nobody talks like that.
Nobody, and especially upon meeting. I mean,
it's
Will Smith,
right? Well, it's
he's
also
real jiggy with it.
He really is.
But simmer down now.
Simmer down now.
And then, of course, all this is building up to the payoff, which is Edgar coming in and hiding under the table, and her, instead of pointing at the table, points to her pussy.
Yeah, right.
It's like, well, that's not even where he's hiding.
Yeah, right. Or is he, and do we have a bigger problem? Do we have a bigger problem happening?
Although that scene was preceded with the funniest line of the whole goddamn movie that I almost pissed my pants when I saw it. I'm sitting there watching, I'm folding laundry, and Vincent D'Onofrio just pulls up and goes, "Oh, where do you hide your dead?" What? It is fucking awesome.
It is. It really is.
He's so rigid, and he's like, "Oh," fucking grunting at people.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, he's a fucking treasure.
Yeah.
Apparently, he got the walk down by he bought basketball knee braces and locked them off so he couldn't bend his knees or his ankles.
Okay.
So and it was all under the costume, so he was forcing himself to be as rigid as possible. I mean, fucking craftsman.
Yeah, that's
he
really
is
good.
Wonderful.
He really is.
And this was before he did the Cell or anything like that. It's like,
the Cell.
I mean, that was a weird ass movie that wasn't awesome, but he was great in it.
Yeah, that movie.
It starred J-Lo and really fat Vince Vaughn.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it was like that. That was like Vince Vaughn got fat right after Swingers and did that.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, how did that not work?
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
They were trying to make J-Lo a thing.
Right.
I guess she was. I guess her romantic comedies made a buck or two. But
if it was somebody else, if there was a different female lead, I think that movie would have been better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Way to come with the hot takes, Liam. J-Lo's not a great actress. Shit.
Yeah, you're
all right.
You're right.
So where do we hide our dead?
Where do we hide our dead?
In the morgue.
Yeah, and then it kind of comes into like some fun lore that ends up happening. This movie does a great job of building the lore naturally within the Men in Black that allows it to be a franchise. You know, because Tommy Lee Jones was at the Roswell meeting with the aliens, and then they took the spaceships and they put them at the World's Fair.
Yep.
And so that's where the aliens going, and they're talking about that. And
Where
so
Tony Stark's dad built Captain America or something like that.
yeah,
Wrong
wrong franchise. Yeah,
it's where Walt Disney built.
No.
It's a small world.
Yeah, it is a small world. We'll get on the carousel of progress.
It all works together.
Yeah,
It all works together.
And so it's really fun. I mean, Will Smith, I think this really kind of solidifies him because when did we say this came out?
He had just done Independence Day.
Okay, that was the big thing. So Independence Day comes out, so really exciting. You know, he's making that transition to be a movie star.
Barry Sonnenfeld has said he cast him because he liked him in 6 Degrees of Separation.
Bullshit.
Independence Day made a fuckload of money.
Yeah,
and you're like, that guy.
Yeah.
Originally, actually, the studio. So Sonnenfeld originally passed on it.
Yeah.
He was doing Get Shorty.
Okay.
He wanted to do this, but the studio wanted Clint Eastwood and Chris O'Donnell.
That would have been really funny too.
Both of them passed. Clint Eastwood just.
It's Clint Eastwood.
He didn't want to fucking do it. Chris O'Donnell said that the partner in training was too close to Robin.
Yeah.
Was it?
Look.
One is a franchise, the other's Batman with nipples and George Clooney.
Yeah.
Freeze.
Bird boy.
Really? You couldn't jump off that train for a second and do this?
Yeah.
This movie made more money.
Chris O'Donnell is great in...
He wouldn't have been good in this, though.
No, he wouldn't have been good in this. But
Not as quippy.
He would have been... He's great in NCIS LA.
You know what? I've never watched any of those.
I really like that one.
There's too many of them.
I know.
Too many of
Yeah,
them.
there are.
I can't do it. Yeah. I'm way too OCD about binging. Like, I just finished Deadwood so I could watch the movie. Oh. I can't wait. I'm going to watch the movie tonight.
Okay.
I just finished the 3... I've seen it before, but it's like my 4th re-binge, and God, Deadwood is good.
Yeah.
Ian McShane. God damn.
He's great, except for when he shoots Keanu Reeves.
Well, there is that. But it's for the greater good.
I don't think it is.
It is.
It is.
So we can continue the story.
I know. Well, it's also because he's trying to trick the high table.
Obviously.
Oh God, it's like a book. Go see John Wick 3.
Ian McShane.
He's
not in this
Odin.
He is not in this movie.
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell is not in this movie.
Right.
Rewinding just a bit, when they were interrogating Edgar's wife.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it, and it was a subtle joke that even I didn't catch until I did a little research, was she offers them lemonade. They both say yes.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones doesn't drink it. Will Smith takes a sip, puckers his face, and spits it back into the glass. I didn't realize that was playing off the fact that Edgar already ate all the sugar in the house.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Good.
Yeah.
That's a layered joke right there. I like it. Well played, everybody.
That is good. There's also the interrogation scene where they keep blowing off the dude's head because it grows back.
Who was fucking Galaxy Quest? What's his name? Help me out. Tony Shalhoub. Almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
David Cross is in this?
Yep.
Was he in this one or the second one?
Oh, I think he's in the second one.
I don't know.
But
okay, so that brings me to this. All 3 of them, same fucking movies.
Oh, they are.
They're the same fucking movies.
Oh,
like, I'm not even exaggerating for a joke.
We have
4. Beat.
No, they are.
Character 4. Character.
And so, because the first one is new recruit comes to the grizzled veteran. MacGuffin comes. Alien has to come. They have to find the thing, and otherwise the world's going to end. The second one is slightly tweaked because we have to reintroduce a Tommy Lee Jones who doesn't remember anything.
Will Smith has to train Tommy Lee Jones,
right.
just like Tommy Lee Jones had to train. The point of this is all 3 villains in all 3 movies
right.
can kill a person instantly except the main characters.
Correct.
They all have that ability. Like Laura Flynn Boyle has her little whip finger thing that slices people in half, but when she does it to the heroes, it just kind of nicks them and they brush it off.
Right.
The third, I don't even know who the actor is that plays the guy.
It's Tamatoa from Moana. He was in Flight of the Conchords. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, no, the guy from Flight of the Conchords.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'm
Oh,
not,
you don't
I
know.
don't
You don't know.
That,
Oh, you.
That means nothing to me.
Okay. He was in.
The Rock's cousin.
I'm pretty sure he was in the movie of Bat.
What We Were Shadows.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, he was heavily made up. That's why I couldn't really place him.
I want to say he's the
But
main
got,
guy
like,
in that.
A shooty hand that shoots shit that like, kills people instantly, except when they're on a big scaffolding thing and Will Smith's walking towards them, getting shot with these things, and he's Terminatoring this shit.
Yeah.
Anywho, it's the same fucking movie.
Yes, it is.
Just a little more time travel
yeah.
than the last one. And a weird retconning of the fact that Tommy Lee Jones knew Will Smith's character all along, which isn't fucking true.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, come on. I mean, I guess you can play with mythology and say that, well, he told Zed that the reason they should hire him is because he chased down a swamp monster in foot.
Right.
And but all along, Tommy Lee Jones knew that this was the kid whose dad got whatever the fuck. But it's
Right.
like, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, but Josh Brolin was great.
Goddamn, Brolin is a gem.
He is a gem.
He's a gem. Where are we in the movie?
We basically finished.
No, we haven't yet. No, not even close.
Yeah, because they went to the World's Fair.
Well, that's the very end.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the car yet.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked
They do
about
the whole car and the tunnel thing when they're chasing. By the way, it has my favorite Elvis song, Promised Land, in it.
Okay.
Fantastic. Seems very out of place, but whatever.
Yeah, everything about
It
this.
was so like, oh, okay, A-track.
Yeah, right. Well, the entire movie is very much just like, classic buddy cop.
Yeah.
Where like it kind of just hits those beats. It almost hits the same beats as Rush Hour, where it's like, don't touch my stereo.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun fact, because they always throw their Ray-Bans on.
Yeah.
Before the flashy thing. They almost lost the Ray-Ban sponsorship.
Really?
And it took Will Smith's music video to save the Ray-Ban sponsorship.
That's weird.
Here's the story. So, they got a sponsorship, a product placement sponsorship from Ray-Bans to use the Ray-Bans in the movie.
Right.
To make the glasses less reflective, they put like a paint or a gel or some shit over them.
Right.
What it did was it covered the white Ray-Ban logo on the lens.
Oh.
Ray-Ban saw the movie, got bullshit, was going to pull their money. Will Smith was in the process of making the fucking song, added the line into the song, make sure you put your Ray-Bans on. And they're like, oh, cool, because it was like the biggest song of that year. Also, I didn't know that was his first solo project.
Yeah, so that's off of Big Willie Style, which is his first solo album.
You. I didn't know that. It's just one of those things. Like, I guess it's because he's been without Jazzy Jeff for so goddamn long. I didn't think that it was this.
Yeah, it was this.
But luckily it was, because it saved the sponsorship with Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize that the animated cartoon that followed this movie went for 4 seasons.
Yes, it did.
Holy shit.
And I hated the animation, like, so much, but I watched it.
The toys were terrible.
I did not get any of the toys.
I did a lot of researching
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, of course. I didn't get any of the toys.
They looked terrible.
Yeah.
They weren't posable action figures, and the position they were posed in was running.
Oh, weird.
So it's weird to kind of try to play with those.
Yeah.
It's more like they were made to be statues and not but they were marketed for kids to play with.
Yeah. They had a tie-in for either one of the two fast food chains to be the toys for the fast food chain.
Probably.
I don't remember which one, but I did have that.
But yeah. So now we can get to the World's Fair.
Yeah, okay.
So we're at the World's Fair. They're chasing Edgar. He had kidnapped Linda Fiorentino.
Yeah.
Why he kidnapped her, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, because he just needed the cat.
She had another weird little monologue as they're climbing up the ladder about how she's a goddess and a queen and stuff, and he just throws her into a tree.
Yeah, right.
Like, I was tired of hearing her talk too. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like her.
It was nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Her whole character was just poor.
Yeah.
Poorly
Well,
written.
and it's funny because they execute it better in the sequel with what's her name? Rosario Dawson, where it's like it turns out the Rosario
much better actress.
Yeah, one of a much better actress. But Rosario Dawson's whole thing is like it turns out that she's like a queen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
She was, yeah.
Yeah,
she
was
light.
Yeah, it turns out she's like a queen and like really.
Which again, it was the same goddamn thing. She was wearing the galaxy on a wristlet as a
the whole time. Yeah, as opposed to a cat.
It's funny. Kevin Smith learned the same lesson. He put Linda Fiorentino in Dogma and then said, "Oh, you know what? Fuck that shit. Rosario Dawson, you're doing Clerks too."
Yeah, right. Yeah. And Clerks 2, I like Clerks 2.
That's fantastic. I like Clerks 2. I really enjoy Clerks 2.
It's very fun.
It is very fun.
Yeah, the boy that works with them, very fun. Very fun.
We'll do Clerks 2.
We'll definitely do
Jay
Clerks 2.
and Silent Bob reboot's coming out, so we'll put that on the dock.
Of course. So yeah, they did that character much better in the sequel because again, it's the same thing.
It's the same fucking
and
movie.
it's just like, get her out of here. She's pointless.
We got and of course somewhere in here when they're looking for Edgar, we get Frank the dog.
Yeah.
Who hilariously is positioned next to a guy who looks very much like Richard Burton in Rocky Horror.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it's riffraff. Yeah, it's not Richard Burton. Why wouldn't you just get Richard Burton? Is he dead?
Maybe.
Maybe. But I mean, come on.
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly what they were going for.
Oh, that is exactly what they were going for. A weird alien-looking guy, and then...
No, they were going for riffraff.
Oh, yeah.
That shit, it wasn't just weird. It was riffraff.
Yeah,
the
well...
hair, the jacket, the pin.
Oh, yeah. Because riffraff is...
Good evening.
Because riffraff is an alien.
Obviously. Oh, very good.
Riffraff is an alien.
They are an alien.
Yeah, so that's why.
The planet was transsexual.
Transylvania.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was a weird movie.
It
We'll
is
do that one in October.
Oh, yeah, and I'm gonna wear fishnets the whole time.
I can't wait.
It's just gonna be for me.
Wait, I have connections to that movie.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So they get Frank the dog, which was only put in there so we could pay off later in the sequel and have too much Frank the dog.
Yeah, right. Well,
Wow,
because
was there a lot of him in that second movie?
well, because we need to have some sort of animal marketing friend.
Wow, there was a lot of the weird worm people in the second one. Like it was like wash, rinse, print money.
Right. Well, because you look at the marketing for this, I want to say the Godzilla that came out, with Matthew Broderick, that had the Taco Bell dog that did a lot of promotions for it for Taco Bell and everything. And so it was just like, it's around that time. So you're trying to do tie-ins.
Talking dogs are hip.
Yeah, talking dogs are hip, man.
Yep.
And so, do you know that there's an actual Godzilla movie, like the Japanese one? It's called Godzilla vs. Zilla, and the real Godzilla murders the CGI Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they made that movie.
They made that movie.
Like for real, not like a fan made.
Nope, that is a real Godzilla movie. It's Godzilla vs. Zilla.
Wow, fair fucks to you.
Because the Godzilla franchise is actually alive and well, and has been doing like a ton of movies, and our Godzilla movies exist.
It would have to be a ton.
Yeah, but
it was like 50 in the 70s.
Right. Our Godzilla movies exist outside of their continuity. Like imagine if Japan made a Avengers movie where it's like, oh, you're just making Japanese Avengers, but they don't exist inside the MCU at all. That's what we're kind of dealing with.
And now we have off-sounding Muppets.
now we have off.
Waka waka, one of your funny ass joke.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's a weird fun
Edgar
fact.
climbs into the fucking spaceship.
Yeah, and they got to shoot it down with the
Because
badass
apparently
guns.
those things work.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been sitting there since the 50s, but yeah, they're
They've been
good.
sitting dormant, and they still work. And did we ever use the noisy cricket, or did you just make it a little joke thing?
So he uses it in the first running situation.
Oh, that's right. And he gets shot
and
way
he
the fuck
gets
back.
shot because it's like, haha, it's really
It's really tiny, but it's a big,
it's a big kick.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then they end
the
up
size of the boat at the motion in the ocean.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But they end up getting big guns because they got to shoot this thing down
because you needed a toy.
Yeah, right.
Kids aren't going to buy the noisy cricket.
No,
sorry.
Yeah, so they get the big laser
you need a
guns.
super soaker.
Right.
And so he tries to take off. They shoot the fucker down. He peels off Edgar.
Yeah.
And reveals a fucking 8-foot cockroach monster thing.
Yeah. And so
apparently this was done with miniatures and composite, not CGI.
Oh, really?
This whole bit. The crashing and stuff like that. And Sonnenfeld was actually very particular about it because every time I've seen it, and I know at this point we're very used to Marvel and all these CGIs being glossy and shit. But I've always looked at it it looks shitty. And I think what my eyes are seeing is how the people in the foreground are out of focus. Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith are out of focus, and I'm just looking at it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, it's depth perception.
Right.
You know, it's not everything would be in focus if you were using real eyes.
Yeah, right.
So it's like they would, and I'm like, wow, he actually put thought into it. It wasn't a shitty effect.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's nice when that happens.
My bad, Barry Sonnenfeld. You're a genius,
Yeah.
apparently.
And so he's trying
Just
to
ask him.
Yeah. So the cockroach monster's trying to get to the second.
He eats their guns.
Yeah, he eats their guns, and he's trying to get to the second spaceship.
Right.
And so Will.
Tommy Lee Jones goes all Drax the Destroyer and jumps in his mouth.
That's exactly what he's like. He's like, look, here's the deal.
Gonna go get my gun.
I gotta go get my gun. And it's like, okay. So Will Smith's trying to distract him, and the way he distracts him is by just stomping on his cockroaches. Like,
yeah, he kicks open a dumpster and just outpours a million cockroaches.
which are just his children, I believe.
He's joking, or I think he was saying auntie and uncle and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, I guess bugs are all related. He got throughout the movie,
Right.
the character increasingly got pissed off when people would smack a bug. You know, that's why the guy got stuck to the ceiling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 'cause
David
he's-
Cross was in this because it was the bug spray bit.
Yeah,
He was the bug spray guy, right?
he was.
Yeah, okay.
And so Will Smith's distracting him by
David Cross is in this movie. It's fucking weird.
Everybody's in this movie.
Weird.
And so he's crunching the bugs, and that gives Tommy Lee Jones enough time to just basically shoot the bug from the inside.
Yep.
And get out that way.
But like every good horror movie, the villain comes back for one last scare, as we learned in Scream.
Yes.
And Linda Fiorentino blasts the fuck out of him because she knows how to use those laser guns.
Yeah. Well, I think they're pretty much plug and play. Just pull the trigger and it shoots.
Here's the thing. Okay, so, and I know it was for cool effect, but I need an explanation. They pull these laser guns out,
Yes.
and they have to shotgun pump them, but like for what?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
To activate them.
Bullshit. Turn it on.
Yeah, that's how you turn it on.
No. There's a reason that shotguns do that, and it's not to be cool. It's to actually load the bullet in.
Yeah.
These don't have bullets. They're just lasers. Like, at least in Demolition Man, he turned it on and waited for the battery to charge up.
Yeah, you're right.
Demolition Man predicted the future a hell of a lot better than you think. Go watch it. It's in the archives.
Yeah.
NewAgentCyrus.com. Okay, so anyway, she knows how to shoot a gun. Cool.
Yeah, they murder him and everybody's good. And, we
And then
save
she
the
starts
universe.
quipping. And I'm just like,
Get out of here.
go away.
Get out of here.
Go away, bad character. I want Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. I didn't know I wanted Rosario Dawson, but now I know I want Rosario Dawson.
So they get back to MIB headquarters. They're standing outside, and Tom Lee Jones explains that he wasn't training his partner. He was training his replacement. He's going to retire. Flashy thing me. And she has some more bullshit being like, this isn't even where my partner is. Like, God, you ungrateful person. They saved you from a giant bug.
Right.
Why are you bitching that your Uber is late?
I know. I know.
Like, just
And then
shut up.
And then basically we get the first of a recurring bit that doesn't make any sense to me.
Go on.
Where we just get a zoom out of like, oh, I wonder what's in here. Like it's like a galaxy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they zoom out, and ultimately our universe is just aliens playing marbles.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's
Yep.
weird and stupid way to end this.
Yeah, and then Linda Fiorentino has joined Men in Black. They changed the suit into a geisha suit, which disappears in the sequel as well.
Yeah.
They're getting hot dogs and asking for courtside seats, and apparently Dennis Rodman, Waka Waka, is an alien.
Oh, yeah.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
That's Men in Black.
That is Men in Black. I still think you should watch the third one because Josh Brolin's in it.
I enjoy the third one.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
It is.
I'm not a fan of the whole ending because I thought it was a bit too sappy and a bit too convenient.
Yeah.
And it kind of fucks up the introduction of the characters in the first one.
Right.
Because there's he didn't know him all along.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know how many times everybody's flashy thinged each other.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know, maybe the Men in Black, like, they get off work, they go to the bar and just start zapping each other's memories.
Yeah,
it's like a
sure.
Russian roulette type of thing. That's like a fun drinking game for these assholes. I mean, he zapped Linda Fiorentino 57 times in the movie.
Yeah, right.
He's just, it's like, you are going to give her brain damage. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Stop with that.
Stop it and give them happy memories.
Yeah.
That's Men in Black.
That is Men in Black.
All right. So coming up next week, I have a question for you because the new Shaft is coming out.
Okay.
And I had the original Shaft on the docket.
Yes.
Do we do that or this or both?
Both.
All right. So
Well, we got to do what we did for Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we got to compare and contrast.
So the original Shaft from 1970. One, the original Shaft from 1971 and the Samuel Jackson sequel, not a reboot,
That's the
because
funniest
Richard
part.
Roundtree's in this.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson's playing his nephew with the same name
Yep.
from 2000 because the new one, which is also called, by the way, both these movies are called Shaft.
All three of them are
And the
Shaft.
third one called Shaft.
Yeah.
And it's Richard Roundtree, Sam Jackson, and he's in a Stars TV show that's really fucking good. I keep blanking on the name of the actor and the TV show. So that's
Okay.
not cool. But he's also called Shaft, the same fucking name.
Yeah.
Like,
And the Hebrew Hammer's not in this.
Hebrew Hammer and Black Hammer are not in this either, or Black Dynamite.
Well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore if Black Dynamite's not in it.
However, do we also include Shaft Goes to Africa, the sequel to the No, I don't think we're going to do that one. That's a real sequel.
That's a real sequel?
That's a real sequel to the 1971. There was actually, I believe, 3 Shaft movies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple sequels.
I know Shaft Goes to Africa is an actual movie.
Why would Shaft go to Africa?
Why wouldn't Shaft go to
You
Africa?
know what? You're right. I'm an asshole.
Shaft goes, not Shaft Golf Clubs.
Shaft Golf Clubs.
Shaft Goes to Africa, 1973.
Shaft goes to the golf club.
Yep. Shaft Goes to Africa. That's a real thing.
Wow, that looks terrifying.
He's very sweaty.
That looks like.
Oh wow, that's.
Oh wow, that's.
That's a 70s poster right there.
70s blaxploitation poster.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna do just the first 2 shafts.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Just doing 1971 and 2000's Shaft next week. Yeah. I might see that new one in theaters.
I want to see it.
I really like. It looks fun.
Look, we talked about it on the radio show.
Yes.
I'm gonna go see Angel Has Fallen, which is the third one.
All right. So I didn't want to say this because I knew I wouldn't be able to not curse with it.
Yeah.
But it sounds so much like the Dirk Diggler porno "Angels Live in My City."
Yeah. Sure.
Brock Landers and Chest Rockwell
Yeah, right.
fuck their way through City of Angels.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go get some Saturday Night Beaver.
Oh, jeez. You're right.
That's all I could think about when you were talking about it. It really threw my concentration on the radio show.
You had a huge spit take.
I really did, because, yes!
That was the funniest part.
A legit spit take on the radio show, and too bad we didn't have a video for that one.
I know.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
It's too bad.
All right, well, let's get on out of here.
All right, That Movie Show. Mike Wendt, Liam Stryker. Follow us on social media at Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI. Hashtag That Movie Show. And if you have VHS tapes that will kill us, you can definitely send them to us.
I can't believe that.
It's a real thing that really showed up in my mailbox this week.
That's the most terrifying part. I don't know how.
How they got my name and my address, I don't know. It didn't come even from like a PR company or anything like that. Like, I'm like, what is
Did
this?
you
No!
Did somebody it couldn't be, because it came from LA. Like, the only thing I could think of is that somebody was like, hey, I want to send something to Mike of That Movie Show, because I listened to the radio show. So they contacted North Shore, and North Shore gave out your home address.
Well, that's dangerous. We're going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, you can absolutely send us weird VHS tapes to review.
Because you can't find me in the post office.
And follow our podcast, because we have our own stream now. Just go to any podcasting app. All of them. Google, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher,
the
whatever.
best is Spotify.
Spotify's a good one. And we are on there. Just type in That Movie Show. You'll see our logo, and you'll see the feed popping up right there. Usually every Friday I'm posting them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mondays, but you know what? We do it on Thursday, and we'll pop it up on Friday. Why the fuck
why
not?
Friday night movie.
There we go, Friday night. Yeah, so that's going to do it, right?
That's
Anything else?
Anything
else? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
No.
I always
love
find.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, fair enough. Bye-bye.
Bye.